Your Excellency the President of the Republic of Fiji, kuni na turambale marambale ni nandunua turang ken marama, fellow Fijians, Bulavanaka. Today I address you as your Prime Minister with a heavy but clear sense of responsibility. After careful consideration by Cabinet, I have decided to defer the local government elections to a date to be determined after the coming general elections. This was not an easy decision. Restoring elected local governments has been a core promise of this coalition government. The previous administration had repeatedly promised municipal elections, but had failed to amend a single law or prepare the ground. But this government has taken concrete, serious steps forward. We have advanced amendments to the relevant laws. We have worked on new regulations. We have initiated voter registration processes and begun the necessary budgetary preparations. Real progress has been made. We are committed to delivering democratic local councils this year. However, events beyond our control now compel us to act with prudence and fiscal responsibility. Global headwinds have intensified. Oil supply disruptions and sharp prices shocks are placing significant pressure on our economy, also on our businesses, on our families, and on government finances. Fuel costs are rising, and the flow-on effects touch every household in our nation, from transportation and food prices to the cost of essential services. Just as Cabinet was deliberating on requests from the bus companies to be cushioned by an increase in bus fares, Electricity Fiji Limited had announced that it may resort to power rationing if their bill footprint is not mitigated by government. The local government elections will impose an additional $18 million on an already tighter fiscal space in the 2026-2027 budget. In this uncertain global environment, we must prioritize. We must protect essential services. We must support our people through these pressures and maintain stability. Holding local government elections, a constitutional referendum, and general elections, all within a tight 6-month period, would stretch our resources, our electoral machinery, and most importantly, our people. Voter burnout is a real risk. When citizens are asked to the polls too frequently in a short space of time, fatigue sets in, participation drops, and the quality of our democracy suffers. Add to all costs of these polls, not only to the government, but to you, the people of Fiji, I will not allow to happen. As your Prime Minister, I have a duty to protect the integrity of your electoral processes and ensure that every vote cast carries its full meaning and its energy. This deferral is therefore a decisive but responsible call. It is not a retreat from our commitment to local democracy. It is a strategic pause to ensure we get it right under the prevailing conditions. Local government elections will be held. Elected councils will be restored, but they will be held at a time when we can give them full attention, resources, and public engagement that they deserve after the general elections. To the people of Fiji, especially those in our municipalities and towns who have waited long for the restoration of local voice, I ask for your understanding. This government has delivered more progress on local government reform in these few years than the previous administration did in 8 years. We remain committed to devolving power improving services delivery at the local level, and giving you a greater say in how your towns and cities are run. To our dedicated public servants, the Electoral Commission, and those who have worked hard on preparations, I thank you. Your efforts have not been wasted. The groundwork you have laid will accelerate the process once we set the new date. My fellow Fijians, leadership requires difficult choices to be made. In times of global uncertainty, the responsible path is not to spend more than we should or to risk exhausting our people. The responsible path is to safeguard our nation's finances, protect our household livelihoods, and strengthen our democracy for the long term. We will continue to manage the affairs of our council diligently under the current arrangements until elected officials take their places. And we will use the coming period to further strengthen the legal and institutional framework so that when elections are held, local government emerges stronger, more effective, and more responsive to your needs. I want to assure every citizen the coalition government remains steadfast in its promise of better governance, greater accountability, and true democratic renewal. We do not make promises lightly, and we do not walk away from them. We adjust responsibly when the world changes around us. Let us now move forward together with unity, resilience, and hope. Fiji has faced greater challenges before and emerged stronger. We will do so again. To the local government interim administrators, thank you for holding the fort of our municipal communities, and ask that you persevere for just a little longer. God bless Fiji, Vinawalevu, and thank you.
Honorable Prime Minister, ladies and gentlemen of the media, now Prime Minister is available to take a few questions. Can you just identify yourself and direct the question? Any question?
Lydia Dhamma from FBC News. So you mentioned the fact that we can do municipal election. So what are you saying is that we don't have money, the government doesn't have money, but have we also gauged our partners? Because considering the fact that this was a promise made by the coalition government. And my second question, sir, is on the general election. Considering that municipal election was discussed by cabinet, in terms of, have you had any discussions too in terms of money involved and a possible time frame for voters to be aware of?
All those things will have to be considered as a whole issue. The two elections, as well as the other activities that will have to take place before we go into the general elections. As you know, the current budget ends in a few months' time. But these activities will probably be happening under the next budget. So what we will do is to consider the expenses or expenditure involved in these ones as we come to consider the budget after the 31 July end of this current budget. The general election is governed by the Constitution. So we will have to consider that. And we have very little leeway to move those dates around, unless there are more pressing circumstances.
Rashika from Fiji Village News. We listened yesterday, you must have had a discussion with EFL with regards to...
I did not, and I will have it today. I wanted to make this announcement before I listen to them.
With regards to your comments about submissions received from Fiji Bus Operators Association, what could be expected in that regard?
Sorry?
Fiji Bus Operators Association, you have received...
Yes, all those will be considered, but I had to make this announcement first, because this is a big portion of the budget that we have to reallocate via within the votes, or even have additional provisions from one vote to another.
Sir,
got a lady at the back behind you, then we come back. Oh, you don't have a question?
So, sorry, I'm Phyllis from Fiji Times. Just on the proposal by EFL on the 11-cent surcharge, people are calling to reject the proposal because of the increasing cost of goods and all that. Just your response.
Where have they taken their rejection to?
No, sir, they're just calling.
I will consider that when it comes through from the various ministers involved. They will all have to happen in the next 48 hours in our decisions. And I talked to EFL management executives also in that time.
Kanata from Fisan, you mentioned that you haven't met with the EFL executive, so when are you going to meet him, considering the deadline is tomorrow, EFL's deadline?
The deadline for what?
The power rationing. They said that if they do not receive government support by May 22nd, they'll commence with the power.
If they do not get any comment from government by May 22nd, yes.
So when are you going
Since that happened, since they made that announcement, what changes have happened? Are you aware of what have happened?
Yes, sir. Could you provide an
Lambasa, Manomboalu fuel supply has been restored to its optimum level, and others have also been done, and we will continue to do that until it's no longer possible to do so, and we'll have to resort to what they have suggested.
Thank you, sir. Could you also provide an update on the investigation into the signature of the Tui Bunda regarding the Saweni incinerator?
That is still ongoing. I mean, consultations are still ongoing. The agreement that people are misunderstanding from government agreed to look at the proposal and put it into the various processes which are now ongoing, including the consultation, the environmental impact assessment studies, and also to look at the history of the development of similar projects in our neighboring countries, why they have not been taken to their full courses, and those that have gone into along those paths, what have they done, what difference is it from the one that is proposed for Fiji? That's all all part of the process. Eh?
Thank you.
PGTV. FCCC says they are working closely with government to ensure a balanced decision. Can you explain what factors government is considering before a determination is made?
The government will only be forwarding or proposing what they feel is best for the government and the people. Okay, the FCCC is there to look after the compatibility, the fairness on the grounds of competition from other providers. In areas where you have monopolies, government will have to be very, very prudent in making that decision. And I'm glad that they are willing to negotiate with government, because in the past they've always said, no, we are independent. We listen to nobody.
So with many Fijians struggling with the cost of living, how concerned are you about the impact of this surcharge? Would the surcharge could help?
Surcharge has not come yet.
So if it comes, people are thinking already ahead of this. How concerned are you?
I am concerned. I will be concerned, and that is why we are trying to avoid it at all costs. Make it as comfortable as possible to alleviate the impact of all those things. It's beyond our control. Someone asked earlier about what about our development partners? They're also facing the same problems. We have the same supply route, the same supply sources, so we're all facing the same problems.
FBC.
So just in terms of the briefing, your briefing with the finance minister, have you had any comments in terms of where do we stand as a nation in terms of financial stability?
We are in good shape to complete this budget cycle, but with some reallocation of the budget allocations.
So what does that mean, sir? Should we be expecting, in terms of cost of living and so forth?
We will try and alleviate where we can up to the end of this budget, and we will make those allowances as we consider the allocations for the next budget.
But we are financially stable.
Sorry?
Financially stable.
So far, yes.
So you spoke about the general election and the reasoning of why the municipal election is not going to be held as of now. Can you assure Fijians that the general elections will be held?
We are bound by the Constitution, and we're bound by the Constitution to have that. And if it's not going to be held, it will have to be something subject to the Constitution.
And has that something that the cabinet has discussed?
No, we have not.
Final question to CFL.
So you said $80 million would have been used for the municipal elections. How is that money going to be used now?
Alleviating the weight of the other social costs on the people.
Does it include assistance to EFL?
It could.
And
They will have to come up with that. The ministers and the Minister of Finance will all have to sit together and come up with that in our next meeting.
So just one final question, sir. Are we going to have a mini budget in July?
What?
A mini budget in July for the year end?
It could lead to that. Mini budget meaning we just take it to the end of the year with the current economic situation prevailing in the world, and then have a proper one, a full year one from January.
How likely are we going to have a mini budget? How likely is it that we'll have a mini
Very likely.
So just on the $30 million Australian
question.
budget
Yeah.
support, like would you clarify like what is it going to be used for, and have you been briefed?
We will have to submit our the various allocations and actions that government will take to use that 30. And it will be to plug the holes that are left when we do the reallocation. And finance is doing that right now. There's no additional expenditure. It will be absorbed into the various plans that have been proposed to take Fiji through the 12 months that we're in now.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister.
Naka.